I recently had a client who was very stressed, came to, because of stress. And I was saying, why are you stressed? And he didn't really know. It was like, life seems okay. He's in a relationship and, work's going pretty well, but like this overwhelming stress. Like he could make something up, but really it just felt like his body was completely in a state of panic, um, without what he considered to be a real reason. And he was considering going on medication. And what I said was, this is actually very common. Uh, so our there are different levels, um, of reality. We have our external reality, we have our mind, and then we have our nervous system. And the nervous system is where we hold a lot of unprocessed emotions. And those unprocessed emotions can be ours, they can be our families, they can be the world's. So we are not just functioning in our little bubble. And right now, the world is completely crazy. It is totally normal for you to feel, for all of us to feel, uh, intense feelings, even if our lives are ticking along okay. And, for most of us, there's also a lot going on in our lives, but sometimes it doesn't seem enough considering how stressed we are in the body. And also just that maybe we are seeing things in the external world. We're getting so stressed out about so many things, and we feel like we should be able to hold it together. We should be able to not be so reactionary and so overwhelmed, but we can't help ourselves. So, a lot of spirituality is really about getting your mind frame, just think more positive, or just think, yes, it's all going to be good. And, sort of the law of attraction, or just pray about it. And, I personally have tried all of these things. So for me, I remember when was, uh, my first career was I was a kinesiologist and a holistic therapist, and I helped, um, people a lot with their mind frame through things like EFT, the tapping, the emotional freedom technique, and through lots of tapping and affirmations and emotional release. And all of these things were really wonderful. But they did not fully get into why I was such a deep, I had so much stress going on in my body all the time. Whether there was something going on or not, but of course, I had all sorts of reasons. And, um, I could come up with lots of reasons why I was completely stressed, but there was something just so in my nervous system that was just totally off. And I read a book by a Buddhist nun, and she said something. I don't know what the line was, but it was something about just allowing your feelings to be there just as they are. And this blew me away because, I had gotten into kinesiology because I was suffering. I was just a wreck. I was an emotional wreck, and from the time I was quite young. And I remember one time when I was young, feeling my body was so stressed out and thinking there's nothing, I don't have a thought in my head that's going along with this stress. I was like, I'm fine, everything's fine. And of course, this is what happens to a lot of very sensitive children, a lot of very empathic people, is that we are carrying a lot for a lot of people. And if we're around a lot of stress, if we're around, and of course, as children, like we just seem, it all seems normal. But if we're around it, we can be picking up a tremendous amount of stress. And then as we go older, we often come up with all kinds of stories about why we're so stressed. Um, or we attract things that fit, that meet that stress. And then we want to try to fix it. And then oftentimes we get into spirituality and self help. And we are now going to, think more positive, and we're going to be more, you know, all good. And, this can actually create more suffering, more problems. So when I read this book by this Buddhist nun who said, you don't have to try and change this. It was like the answer is actually just to be there with it. And this has been, I've studied now many years of Buddhism, many years of nervous system somatic therapies, and done a lot of practices around this. But it really it started with that one book. And yeah, I'm so grateful that I began to learn about how to actually be with the pain that was in my body, um, without needing to even go into a story about what's going on. uh, I practice this all the time. And so going in and just sensing sometimes these feelings of fear that are, why they're there, who knows? It doesn't matter. It could be because, the world has gone completely nuts. It could be because I was around somebody who felt, I see a lot of clients. It could be because I was just picking something up. It could be because something in me is scared of some crazy thing going on in my life. Or there's just these deep, for many of us, very sensitive souls who have like big nervous systems, like a lot of emotions. Because I've worked on my emotions so deeply, um, I can go into deeper and deeper and deeper ones and just sense, okay, this is fear. Um, it could be that there's some sad parts. It could be that there are, for sure, some angry parts in there. But I do believe that a lot of fear is stuck in our nervous systems, whatever that looks like. So going in and actually just, rather than trying to get rid of it, figure out how you're going to get rid of it, whether that's like, I'm going to go exercise, and exercising is good, eating healthy, all of these things are good. But this is a different practice. This is saying, I'm not going to go and try to change this feeling right now. I am going to go and, first of all, just feel my body with no storyline. And then just feeling the fear. And then saying, or feeling whatever it is that's there. And then being able to just say, I'm here. Yeah, I'm saying hello. That's what we do in my focusing practice, or just saying like, I'm here. I am the one who can be that unconditionally loving presence for myself. You know, no matter what I'm experiencing, no matter how stressed I feel, no matter how much pain I'm in, I can be the one to feel this and to hold this with love. Like I've got myself, and but I can remain in unconditional love, even though this fear is really taking over my body and it's very intense. I don't have to, because a lot of this mindset work, or a lot of this trying to change the mind and beliefs, it can be helpful, but a lot of it is subtly shaming the part of us that's having that fear. It's suddenly saying, I just don't want you to be here. I want you to go away. And so this is more about changing and saying, I can be with all parts of myself. I can be the loving presence that can sit here and hold myself no matter how crazy the feelings and the stress gets. So just, when we're feeling strong feelings, first and foremost, don't shame yourself, and don't shame yourself for having those feelings, and don't shame those feelings. That is not what is going to help. It's just not going to help. It's just going to create more layers upon more layers, and I just want to get out of this. I just want to stop feeling this way. And generally speaking, this does not work. What works is to take a moment, maybe a breath, and allow yourself to feel that feeling. And maybe, yeah, there is something in me. There's a part of me that is feeling this way, that is feeling fear. And I'm here. I'm here with you. And just feel it, and just be there with love as you feel the stress. And then, because you're not trying to get rid of the stress just naturally starts to relax. Yeah. So if you're feeling stressed these days and you don't even really know why, you're not alone. This is perfectly normal. And even if you do know why, even if you do know exactly why, and you just don't know how to handle the amount of stress that you are feeling, know that you are not alone. You are probably picking up all sorts of craziness in the world. Um, and it is perfectly normal for the body in this kind of world, this planet we're living in, to feel stressed. And you've got yourself. You can sit with yourself. You have what it takes to sit and be with yourself and love yourself. And if you want help with this, please let me know. I am a somatic intuitive. I bring together somatic therapies with intuitive guidance, and I also throw in some astrology and gene keys. These are all my passions in life. And if you are looking for help, please let me know. And yeah, I'm sending all of you so many blessings as we learn to truly be with ourselves, with love, and truly come home to ourselves so that we can, live the life we're here to live.